I was with my ex-girlfriend, Lena, for about 3 years. We had what I thought was a solid relationship, lived together, talked about marriage, the whole deal. Around 6 months ago, I found out she was cheating on me with a coworker. I was devastated. She didn't even try to deny it. Said she felt stuck and needed something exciting. Cool. Obviously, we broke up. I moved out, went no contact, tried to move on. Her family was actually really supportive of me, especially her younger sister, Kayla, who I always got along with. She reached out to check in on me a few times, and over the next couple of months, we started talking more, at first just as friends. But honestly, we clicked. She was easy to talk to, funny, kind, and she saw how hurt I was. Eventually, it turned into more. We both fought it at first because, yeah, it's complicated. But after a couple of months, we decided to give it a real shot. We've been officially dating for 3 months now and it's been amazing. Here's where the drama starts. Lena found out last week. She went ballistic, called me a disgusting traitor, said I'm ruining their family, and told Kayla she's dead to her. Some of her friends have even messaged me saying it's beyond disrespectful, and that I'm a snake. Now, from my perspective, I didn't cheat. She did. She ended the relationship. I moved on, just not in the way she expected, I guess. Kayla and I were both adults about it, and we tried to be respectful. The following story. Okay, so I really need some advice because I'm starting to feel like the bad guy. So basically, me and my ex-girlfriend were together for 2 years. Everything was amazing until I found out she cheated. Basically, she went to a party, got drunk, and ended up sleeping with a guy. I found out cause one of her friends sent me a video of her and the guy making out, and when I confronted her, she broke down and admitted to sleeping with him. Now I hate cheaters. My dad cheated on my mom and ruined my family. I was cheated on by my first girlfriend. And I just think cheaters are despicable people. I've cut off multiple people such as friends and even my uncle who cheated on his wife. So after I found out, I was completely done with her. There was nothing she could have done to make me stay. I told her pack her stuff and get out. She begged and cried and apologized for hours until she finally left. That was a couple months ago. Now here is where some people are telling me I'm wrong. A couple days after I told her to get out, she came back to my house and asked if we could just talk. I told her no, but she wouldn't leave and said it would only take a few minutes. So I let her in and she apologized again and again and eventually said that if there was even the tiniest chance of me forgiving her, that she would spend the rest of her life making it up to me. I said that she could do whatever she wanted. I guess she took that as a sign that there was a chance I will forgive her, and so she's spent every day for the last months making it up to me. She's bought me all my favorite things, cooks me breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. She keeps writing notes about how much she loves me. She's unfollowed every guy on all her social media accounts. She even cut off all her friends that were at the party she went to. Now I know I should told her to stop, but I haven't. I keep taking all the stuff she gives me. I eat the free meals every days. I let her keep doing the things she thinks will make me forgive her. Now I was talking about this to my friends and they say while yes, it was horrible for her to cheat, that I shouldn't let her hold on to the hope that we'll get back together, and that I'm essentially letting her waste money and time. A couple of my family members are saying the same thing. The following story. So, I broke up with my girlfriend of 3 years after finding out she had been talking to some guy on Reddit, and it turned into an emotional affair. She's always been pretty active on Reddit, way more than I am. We lived together, and around a week ago, I noticed she would occasionally turn off her display as soon as I walked into a room. Weird, but she was casual about it and I didn't really think much of it. One day she showed me something funny on Reddit on her phone and I noticed the color of her profile picture was different. I didn't really bring it up, but it was always at the back of my mind. About a week later, while she was at a dinner, I borrowed her MacBook while mine was out being repaired. When I was logging into Reddit, I noticed that there was a throwaway account username and password also saved on Chrome. I logged in and saw a lot of things. There were posts from subreddits like r4r, dirty r4r, etc. Her homepage was also filled with various r4r subreddit posts. She had a bunch of chats, but the most recent one had an image as the most recent message. Turns out, she had been messaging this guy for a while. Around a month. Scrolling all the way up, it seemed to start off pretty innocent and platonic, like they both were just looking for a friend. She had replied to him based on an r4r post he'd made. They talked about their lives, shared memes. But it quickly turned into flirting. Then after they wanted to see what each other looked like, it started to turn more explicit. They sent each other several nude photos. One of the photos she sent was also one she had sent me a couple of days ago. They were talking daily. I confronted her the next morning and she broke down pretty quickly and admitted everything. She said they never met in person, but she confessed that she developed feelings for him and that it was a distraction from some issues she's been dealing with. She claims it was all online and didn't mean anything, but I don't know how to process that. What makes it worse is that she said she got emotionally attached to this guy because she's been feeling lonely and disconnected from me. Apparently, she's been struggling with some mental health stuff, and she found comfort in talking to someone else. She said it was just an emotional affair and that nothing physical happened, but to me, the emotional cheating feels just as bad, if not worse. I was furious. I broke up with her right away, and that any type of cheating was a deal-breaker for me. I didn't want to hear any excuses and I left to a friend's place. The last thing I said to her was to move her stuff out of my place. But after I ended things, I found out she's been going through a really rough time mentally for a while. She hadn't told me. One of her close friends reached out and said she's been struggling with anxiety and depression for months and didn't want to burden me with it. Apparently, she's been seeing a therapist, but hasn't been coping well and was in a bad place emotionally. Her friend says it doesn't excuse what she did, but that maybe I should take that into account before completely cutting her off. Now, I'm torn. On one hand, cheating is still cheating. She lied to me for weeks, and it's hard for me to look past that. But on the other hand, I can't help but feel guilty. If she really was struggling and I didn't notice, does that make me an asshole for leaving her when she needed support the most? Some of our mutual friends are saying I should have at least talked it through with her before ending things so abruptly. Some are saying it was just online and not real cheating. Of course, while I don't agree with that, they think I should have talked to her more before ending it because she was struggling and seeking connection in a bad way. While others agree I was right to walk away. She's been texting me, apologizing, saying the cheating was a symptom of how messed up she's been feeling, not a reflection of how she feels about me. She says she's cut off contact with the guy and deleted her account. And that she loves me and wants to work through it. She blames it on her mental state and says it was a mistake she'll never repeat. But I feel like the trust is completely shattered. Thanks for watching, come back again.